Hi everyone! Happy Valentine's Day! I am filming this video today. We are going to be trying out a new foundation launch that has been highly anticipated. I'm so excited about this. And I'm going to be doing like a really quick, easy Valentine's Day eyeshadow tutorial for you. I feel like Valentine's Day and this weekend is when a lot of people go out with their friends or their special person and you want to look nice, like you want to look cute. So I am going to show you a really easy way to do eyeshadow that you can do at home even if you have like no makeup experience. And I'm going to try and do it in a way that you don't have to have the palette that I'm using. You can really find any sort of eyeshadows for this. But without further ado, let's jump right in. Let's talk about the main thing that we are testing today, which is a new foundation. This is from Wet n Wild. This is their new Photo Focus foundation, but the dewy version. So the original version of this guy dropped a few years ago. I don't remember when, but it was an instant cult hit. Everybody loved this foundation, including me. I recommended it to like everyone I knew. And so this year when they launched the new version, I was like, okay, well, I have to try that as well. Like I have to know if it's good because I love dewy foundation. I love dewy makeup. I love everything about that. So we're gonna see like what this is about, if it's as good as the original. I don't have the original here, but I know I love it. I went through like 12 bottles of it. I used it all. I loved it. So I've got two shades because I wasn't sure which one was going to be actually my right shade, but I wanted to be able to give it a real chance. So I have Soft Ivory and Shell Ivory. It doesn't smell as much like paint as the regular version. If you guys have tried that, you know. Okay, that's the shade Shell Ivory. I'm doing just a little bit of like a test to see which one actually matches my body. Soft Ivory is definitely too light. We're gonna go Shell. Oh, I just got it all in my hair. But actually Shell Ivory is gonna be the perfect shade for me when I don't have self-tanner on, so let's hope that I like this foundation. I'm gonna take this applicator and I'm gonna just dot this all over the face. We're applying it with the sponge. And I'm just going right in. Okay, after the first like application, I think I really like this foundation. It is actually more natural looking than I feel like the other one was. Let's see, it says hydrates and smooths complexion for a luminous finish, buildable coverage for normal to dry skin. I really like this actually. Also, this shade is the perfect shade for my skin when it's self-tan, so that's exciting because I don't have a dark foundation right now. But this lays on the skin so nicely. It is dewy. It added a nice bit of coverage, but it feels like I have nothing on my face. I'm going to just dot a little bit more on the cheeks to test that sort of like buildable coverage because you guys know I like to add just a little more coverage right there because that's where I have the most, that's where I normally break out, basically. But I just can't believe how natural looking this foundation is actually. And right now I'm really into applying a good face oil kind of as my main moisturizer. I have really been liking that and I love mixing face oil in with foundation. So that's how I did this. I applied an oil to my face before the foundation. Also just to see if it would be too dewy or anything like that. But I think this is the most beautiful like luminous coverage. I'm pretty sure this foundation is only $4.99. This is so good. Look at how nice and dewy like my skin looks. Like it looks like I've highlighted and I haven't, but also you can tell I definitely have a more cohesive looking face. Everything is kind of covered up, but you do still get to see like a little bit of like my freckles and stuff. I don't like completely covering those, so I do like that. It's like a really diffused look on the skin. This is really good. We're going in with eyes now. So to start out, I'm taking an eyeshadow primer. I'm using a MAC Painterly Paint Pot. You can use whatever you want as eyeshadow primer. There's some really great affordable ones at Sephora. There's great drugstore ones. Urban Decay has a great one. I used to really like the Lorac eyeshadow primer. I think e.l.f. has one that's good too. So there's lots of options. You don't have to have this one, but this MAC one is really great if you have pigmentation that you want to cover up on your lids. We are gonna go in and I'm gonna take a sort of bigger fluffy brush. This is a this is the Deluxe Crease Brush from Real Techniques. And I'm using the Anastasia Sultry palette, but the great thing about this is it has a lot of wearable neutral shades. So I'm gonna be pulling shades from this, but you can get these in any sort of palette. We're gonna mix the shades Twig and Birch together, and that is this sort of cool tone brown and this more warm tone brown, just to kind of create this really beautiful crease color. And I'm using a brush this big so that I can deposit a lot of color and then really diffuse it out. I'm going to take a brush that looks like this. It's just slightly smaller, and I'm gonna go into the shade Bloom. And we're gonna apply that a little bit lower. So more on the lid and in the lower part of the crease. Also with this eyeshadow look, you could do the exact same thing I'm gonna do without using this sort of pinky peachy shade if you want to keep it more neutral. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this beautiful shade called Rose Quartz. It is basically just like a pink shimmery metallic shade, sort of like a rose gold shade, and we're going to apply that. I'm just using my fingertip and I'm going to apply that straight to the lid. I will say, while you definitely don't have to have this palette to do a look like this, this Anastasia palette is seriously one of my favorites. Like, I'm seriously contemplating using this on my wedding day. That is how much I love this palette. It's so versatile. The tones look amazing on any skin tone. It's just really, really good. For concealer, I'm going to be using the Kylie Skin Concealer. This one is in the shade Shell. And this one's a little bit darker, so I think it will match pretty well with this foundation. Okay, so now we have the concealer blended in, and I'm going to go in with a little bit of cream bronzer. This is from Physicians Formula. This is their Organic Wear Sculpting Bronzer Stick. Bronzer sticks are just so easy to use and work with. I love them, and I've been loving using this Tati Beauty sponge, or it's the Tati Beauty Blendiful. I've been loving using this to blend out cream contour, especially. Sometimes I will use it on my entire face, but I really, really like it for contour. So, to continue on with the eyes, I am going to take that shades Birch and Twig on a little fluffy brush, and I'm going to just blend that underneath the eye. Again, this is sort of one of those like optional steps. If you don't like diffusing color underneath the lid, you definitely don't have to. I think sometimes it's a really nice way to transition into more of a nighttime look. Half my makeup is in my car right now because we were gone over the weekend and I keep forgetting to bring it up. So I'm using this mascara before I put on falsies. This is the L'Oreal Red Carpet dual-ended one. You probably saw this in a recent video of me trying out a full face of makeup that my dad bought me. And I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but it's not the worst. And especially because I'm putting on falsies, I feel like this will be totally fine and it will actually help give the lashes a base. So we're just doing one little coat of that. Then I'm gonna put on lashes. So actually, before I even put in lashes, I'm gonna take an angled brush and I'm gonna take the shade Noir from this palette. Any black eyeshadow will do. And I'm gonna add just a little line as close to my lashes as possible of black, and that's just gonna help conceal our lash band when we put on the lashes. Gives you a little more room for error. If you're pro with lashes, you don't have to do that, or if you don't really want it to be any more smoky, you don't have to do that either, but I am not a pro with lashes, so I like doing that. I'm going to put the Ardell Naked Lashes on with this look. These are the number 420. They're so pretty and wispy. I really, really like these. I've worn them once before, and I just loved how they looked, so we're doing these ones again. Okay, quite honestly, I forgot that I really actually need to trim these lashes. So it's not like the most perfect application, but you guys know I'm still like learning with lashes, but I do really like these, and I think soon I will trim them. It will be perfect. But they're good enough for now, so I'm just applying a little mascara to the bottom lashes as well, just to kind of complete that look. And then the last couple things we need are just blush and highlight. So I am actually going into something a little different. I'm going into the Naked Urban Decay Cherry Highlight and Blush Palette. I loved this thing and I just kind of stopped using it, so I'm going back because I think it will look really beautiful with this eyeshadow look. Going into the blush and just popping that on the cheeks. I love deep kind of neutral blushes. Like, this is such a beautiful deep color and I love that in a blush. I don't really like bright. I just like it to almost look like bronzer, and this shade looks so good with this eyeshadow. Then I'm just taking this little fluffy brush into the two highlight shades and I'm gonna mix those together. Love doing that. And they sort of have that pinky undertone in them, so they're perfect for Valentine's Day. I want to go neutral on the lip, and I also want to go drugstore. So this is from Revlon. This is one of their Ultra HD matte lip colors. This one is in the shade Seduction, number 1. These are really, really comfortable to wear matte lips, which is great if you're going out to dinner. They're not going to go anywhere when you're eating or drinking, and also super affordable. I love this lip color. Okay, and then if you really wanted, you could pair a gloss on top of that, and this is one of my favorite glosses from the drugstore as well. This is by e.l.f. This is one of their lip plumping glosses. I actually think I'm just gonna leave this matte. I never do that, but I really like how this whole thing's coming together, so we're gonna leave this. Overall, I love this foundation. I don't know if it's truly like that dewy. I would say it's a pretty like natural foundation. It's not something that's going to make you look like super greasy or anything like that. Like, this is the best kind of dewy formula in my opinion. I really like this a lot. So, like, I think it's gonna be one of my new go-tos. It was so easy to apply, so quick, and you guys saw it's a nice level of coverage and it feels so comfortable on my skin. But yeah, so I really, really like this foundation. I highly recommend it. $4.99, like, you can't beat that. As like, after my first impression, I really, really like this. So hopefully it continues to impress. I hope you guys enjoyed sort of this really easy, quick eyeshadow tutorial for more of a Valentine's Day look. I think this is a great option if you want to do something a little more fun and maybe a little more smoky and kind of intense, but nothing too crazy. No like really bold smoky eye. This is a great middle ground and kind of a nice way to like shake up your look. but honestly, you probably already have all of these colors in your eyeshadow collection already. I do love this sultry palette though. If you're in the market for a good neutral palette, this one is so gorgeous. Honestly, any Anastasia palette is great. I really like her eyeshadows. Okay, now that I've rambled for like 10 minutes in this outro, that's everything. This video is probably a little bit more quick than some of the more recent ones, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you, as always, for hanging out with me. If you did like it, don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe button. I'm coming at you with 2 videos every week, Monday and Friday. There's lots of fun stuff coming in the future, so make sure you're subscribed so you do not miss a thing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.